Hi, I'm Chris Reynolds, and this piece is called Higher Grounds. Relentless beeping excavated me from the deep inebriated state that was my short-lived slumber. Reaching for my alarm awoke a fiery pain that told tales of forgotten loggers and numberless shots. My thoughts floated between how I actually made it home, to patting myself on the back for successfully setting the correct alarm, and yet another was the growing excitement for the day to come. Out of bed and succumbing to the brutal reality of 5:30 a.m., I tripped into some acceptable clothes and gathered what necessities a hungover mind could muster. A granola bar, an apple, a GoPro, and my favorite ceramic mug about to be filled with yesterday's pot of coffee. Nuked mug in hand and pocket stuffed with breakfast, I ventured out into the sleeping city of Golden. The cold mid-September air nipped at my cheeks, combined with a crisp, deep breath, and nurtured sobriety back into my bones. Climbing into my truck, I fired her up and gave a few moments so she could join me in the realm of the living. In that time, I checked my destination, 40.156839 and negative 105.068794 were the only coordinates given. Luckily, I had been around Longmont enough to know where my tiny red pin confidently pointed out my destination. I released my clutch. Lost in the melodic finger-picking of John Butler's Ocean, I breezed through a stirring city of Boulder, jamming to music and observing the sun shedding his morning glow over the Front Range, all the while contemplating the dawn of my new year and the mysteries she held. By this time, I had the heat on my feet and the windows down, welcoming the damp, cool air that smelled of fresh-cut alfalfa. Somehow that aroma always flooded my mind with nostalgia and comfort. My hand danced in wave motions entangled in the rushing air outside. The destination is on your left, Siri chipperly revealed the desolate plot of land next to some recently developed townhomes. Her guess was as good as mine, since the only thing updating around me was the increasing morning glow and the hustle of Friday commuters ready for the weekend. Lost in the morning solitude, I decided to turn up the song and regain some minutes of sleep stolen from shutting down the bars from nights prior. Awoken by the aura of life, I opened my eyes to a 15-passenger van parallel parking with I Heart BJ's written on the side of it. Semi-scared for my life, turned laughing as I noticed the balloon sticker on the side and couldn't think of a more original marketing idea. I checked the consistent vibration, signifying a text from the other half of my party arriving shortly. Thanks, Siri. Backing the van into the dirt lot, they promptly dropped the heavy cargo strapped to its back doors and began the unpacking process. One of the gentlemen gave me a dentist's worst nightmare smile and said, "Are you ready?" While he unearthed the beginnings of the huge balloon. Overwhelmed by my hangover and general lack of sleep, I mustered a "yeah, I'm stoked," and contemplated giving him my just-in-case floss stowed away in my truck. Pushing the rudeness out of my mind, I turned to be overwhelmed by joy as my childhood best friend, Jason, finally pulled up. The sun seemed to have steeped beyond the horizon long enough and decided to join the party with one of the most spectacular sunrises on record. The deep blue of the night married into the sun, unveiling unlimited color into the atmosphere and painting the backdrop for our adventure. The red, blues, greens, and yellows swirled in Mother Nature's current. Like the rising sun, our anticipation and excitement became uplifted skyward. Combusting the gas rapidly under the balloon, a giant fireball ignited and sent hot rising air to the expanses of the fabric. A few more blasts from the thrusters and we began to feel the lift of the balloon win against gravity's consistent pull. We became weightless as the cars and surrounding homes shrank in size, or maybe our grandeur of life grew in the midst of our uninhibited perception, fueled by the advancing altitude. Tightly compacted into the balloon basket, alongside Jay, Captain Missing Teeth, and the other daredevil, my best friend, double-checked his fasteners and his parachute, while I basked in the scenery. 5,000 vertical feet, and besides the occasional burst of flame, serene silence dominated the sound waves. Comforting adrenaline electrified the landscape as we grew and the world decreased. The frigid air shivers became devoured by excitement and wanderlust. At this moment, the world was our oyster. Nothing but a couple inches of wicker basket between my feet and detrimental demise. The timid clasp of cold sweats gripping the edge of the basket gave way to true freedom as hands ventured into untested air. With childlike exhilaration, life held in my left hand while my right teased death in the prickling cool breeze. The air smelled of bliss and left behind the mouth-watering taste of adventure with every breath. Eyes exposed to so much color, rainbows would envy over the vastness of scenery. Denver reflected the rising rays from the sun but couldn't match the height we gained. The entire Front Range from beyond Pikes Peak to the northern tip of Fort Collins never had a view been so easily visible and arm-pressing from one vantage point. This memory would be seared to my soul. Nearing our desired altitude, Jay fastened his helmet and did one more check over his equipment while making standard silly faces on film. In one fluid motion, he climbed on the wicker railing of the basket, offered me his best friend high five, and declared, "Happy birthday, buddy. I'll see you on the ground." And with that, he calmly let go of the railing, backdiving into a spread eagle plunge and a few more free-falling flips throughout Jay's 3,000-foot descent, and his chute opened, guiding him safely downward. In that moment, my excitement exponentially grew for the day I earned my B license, so next time he could film.